As the Titchfield Festival Theatre undergoes major restorations and modernisation, a piece of the 1930s has also moved in. Once housed in the Southampton Forum Cinema, the 6-tonne Art Deco theatre organ has been restored to working order and will now take pride of place not only in the theatre's musical arrangements but also as part of the building's new layout. And I went to see this 1930s musical marvel and how it will delight audiences once more. During the early days of cinema, so many theatres would have a piano or an organ to add soundtrack to their visuals, and the Compton Theatre organ employed the latest technology at the time to enable one player to have the sound of a whole orchestra. One such example of this musical marvel has just found a new home at the Titchfield Festival Theatre.
About a year ago, I found a guy called Bernard who had bought this organ, put it into storage to stop it being broken up for bits. And the conversation went along the lines of, I've got home looking for an organ, I understand you've got an organ looking for a home, can we talk? Beginning of January this year, with 2 7.5-tonne trucks, we collected the organ. We started building this on the 5th of March and we had it playing on the 2nd of July. The difference between this and a church organ is a very mechanical instrument. Press down a note, it lets wind underneath every pipe of that note. You pull out a stop, it lets that rank of pipes play. So you'll have things like flutes, trumpet, clarinet. The Compton organ, the theatre organ, every pipe is electrically switched, which means you can get a much greater range and much greater amount of control, and you just got to do electrical switching, not build new pipes when you wanted to do additional stuff. Well, it's good, this lovely 1930s Art Deco style, totally over the top. It lights up, it changes colour. And also what we've been able to do here is actually have some of the pipes on display, which is very unusual for a theatre organ. But because of the way we've lined them up, we've actually got pipes behind glass in one of the walkways.
The organ has over 1,000 different pipes, as well as drums, cymbals and a glockenspiel. But even with a computerised update, the team only had a few photographs to guide the reassembly.
We just had a set of photographs, which was helpful in some ways and not in others, because the bits we needed to see, of course, hadn't been photographed. So a lot of it is guesswork. But fundamentally, all you need to do is put wind into the sound chests. These are the things the pipes sit on. Connect it to the electric so that the pipe levers move, and you've got an organ. In the old days, this would have been, there was like a telephone exchange on the wall, a mechanical system, so as you press a note down, a little piece of Bakelite would lift up and the stops would pull out and make the connection, and then through diodes control the pipes, and it was a massive loom of wiring. A previous owner has stripped that out and has put a computer system in, so this runs through a 25-way old printer cable. In some ways it's like playing a piano. I mean, the way the notes are laid out is identical to a piano. The difference is you've got to be thinking, what sound do I want? And so you've got to play it like you would, like an orchestra would play. You've got to decide on the different sounds. And the skill of being an organist is being able to think, what am I going to play? What sound do I want? How am I going to make it sound the way I want it to? You are a one-man band. From here you have access to trumpets, clarinets, strings, flutes, the drum kit, the sound effects. This was the sound system for the old 1930s films.
And this special 80-year-old organ brings with it a lot of heritage.
This was played by a chap called Reginald Porter Brown, and if you look on the BBC Genome site and type in Southampton Forum, you'll see how many times this was used during the Second World War to entertain the troops and entertain the nation. Also survived a bomb dropping on the theatre which didn't explode. One of the things I would like to do is thank all the people who've helped us, particularly Kevin, who runs the theatre, who's been really, really helpful with giving us the space. And we've also got the Fair and Men's Shed, and they have been fantastic. I've been able to carry on with my day job, having given them a list of things to do, and they've gone away and done all the difficult carpentry work. And there's been a couple of guys, Ern and Bob, who have been stunningly helpful, and I really can't thank them enough.
This is Richard Stringer for That's TV.